Dun dun dun. YouTube. What's up, YouTube land? Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah. What's cracking? So, I've been away for a minute. It happens that way sometimes. Haven't. I always have something to talk about. Sometimes it don't work out that way, though. A lot of these YouTubers, people that voice their opinions, I'd say the majority of them sit home at a desk all day, and that's all they do is produce content. Yeah. Not me. I told y'all before, this is therapy, first and foremost. And it's my responsibility to share something that I don't see happening or that I feel that needs to be shared. So it's therapy in that way too, because I get to do something that's right. And once it's over with and done, I know that I done what I needed to do, what I was asked to do. And I got to get a little off my chest. I mean, I'm killing multiple birds with one stone here every time Big D gets on here on the mic. But today I wanted to talk about dating. As far as my mishpachah, me included. I don't think I told y'all my little marriage story that happened to me last year. There's a couple people. I won't name names. Well, I will one, because I know she won't mind, because she's the best. But that's Miss Doris. She knows about it. But a few years ago, it must have been the spring of 2018, I stopped to see my mom, and she was gone. And she always leaves her door open, and I go in there and raid her fridge once in a while. Don't tell her. And she had this parakeet, and she's got this awesome, like, lazy boy recliner. And every once in a while, I'll go in there and chill out on it for a minute. And she had this parakeet right beside that. And I was looking through my phone at Facebook. I watched a video on Facebook. Someone had went live. And after that was over, you know how those videos pop up from the bottom, just random videos? The next one that popped up, it was a black screen, and the title said Yod Hey Vav Hey. Not the letters. It was spelt out that way as a word. And so I let it play. And it was a song by a woman that just sounded amazingly beautiful to me. Like it had done something to me. It spoke right to the heart of me. And within a day or two, I was talking to her. She didn't even have her name on the post. It was someone she knew had found it and said it was awesome and shared it. And through that person, I found out who she was, and that person gave her my information, and she contacted me, and we started talking. I live in Wisconsin. She lived in South Carolina. And we hit it off, you know, and she was really knowledgeable about the scripture and stuff. And She didn't have any children, Josh. And oops, there went my fancy dancy studio superstar light. Sorry, y'all. Trying to make it to the red carpet, you know. Anyways, I'm going to try to make this story short. This girl, who I thought was great, she said she had dreams about me marrying me and having children with me, even though she said she couldn't have children. She said she had dreams of me with a breastplate on with all the stones several times before she even knew me. That's what she said. Now, I'm not saying I believe that. I did not believe it, but I didn't believe it either. And I thought to myself, if that's true, that's really cool. But who am I to know? But I thought she was, just like all y'all, any of you guys that are single of my mishpachah that follow Yah and Torah and all these things in Shabbat, the single ones, you guys want someone that's walking that same straight and narrow like you are, so you can get in and have just conversations about all this stuff you've been thinking about, and you're hoping that you're finally going to meet someone like that. I know. I was too, and I'm not saying that I'm still not. But at that time, I really was. I was vulnerable, like I see in a lot of my mishpachah, especially the younger ones that are, they've probably been divorced, they have children, but they so want someone to worship Yah with them, to keep Shabbat, to do all these things. I know. And I wanted that. And she wanted to get married. And believe it or not, that was not my idea. I had actually swore I'd never get married again before I met her. But I told her I agreed to it, but I said it was springtime and I had like 2/3 of the summer booked up of work to do, and I knew it was going to be just, pardon my French, balls to the wall all summer. And I was like, now's not a good time. Why don't we wait till spring? Well, she didn't like that, and we argued and debated over a date, and we compromised on April at the beginning of the spring. And as that April got closer, I wasn't ready. Me and my 2 children, I'm a single dad. Me and my 2 children had our own house. I was super involved in the school and in their schooling and their after school activities. I coached son's basketball team. I knew everyone there. I liked this town, all that stuff. And I had my gym is amazing, and I knew that her being there, because it had happened with other girls in the past, that they always throw a wrench in my gym or routine for some reason. And she pressed really hard to come up here. And I wanted to do it the proper way. Go down there, meet her dad, ask her dad for her hand, get married, and then come back and let her meet the kids, which she had FaceTimed the kids, which took a lot. I vetted her before I even let that happen. I'm not an idiot. I had promised my children I would never let any other woman into our lives unless she was a lover of Yah and was going to be a lover of us and a part of our family wholeheartedly. And any other alternative motives that may have been found, that would be cause for an exit. So I had full intentions on vetting, and I vetted her. I really did. And this is the moral of the story right here for you guys. I vetted her. She wanted to, I must have told her 50 times not to come here. And one day she called me and said she had the plane tickets already to come here. And I told her no then, but then after a while thinking about it, I was like, and she was hot, mind you. Bruh. I was like, you know what? Let's just try it. I've been looking for someone that loves Yah and Torah. She wore head wraps and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that I would expect that from a woman. I would never ask the lady to wear one. That's on her. But she did, and I liked that. There was a lot of things I liked. She talked about homeschooling my children. She was very intelligent, and she did homeschool the children and done really well. She probably teach them better than any public school could teach them for the time she was here. But here's the kicker. Eventually, she tried to get me to switch from believing in the Most High and His Son. And the whole time, she was blowing smoke up my rear end. That's why I call her the agent. She told me Yah wasn't his name and that the Messiah didn't exist. After she moved into my house and ate me out of house and home and pretended to be pregnant and gained about 100 pounds eating all our food, and she was not pregnant. And that and among other things. And I told her if she wasn't going to be the person that I told her, I realize that this is all a show. But if you're not gonna, I made vows before the Most High to you, and I take those serious. So I'm not gonna kick you out. I'm not gonna divorce you. I do believe you could change, even though this is a front. If you want to genuinely be the person you promised you would be, the person you acted like when you first got here to me and my children, you can stay. But if you have any other intentions, you best find a way out of here right now. And don't ask me to drive you, because I'm not driving you nowhere. And for 3 days, she acted sweeter than a bag of Skittles. And she tried to get me to take my daughter on a hike. And when I asked her to go, my son said he wanted to go. And she tried to talk me out of taking Blake, which was really suspect. Hold that thought. I told y'all I had a dream about the smoke coming out, and I caught her leaving red-handed. If I didn't tell you that, I did. I had a dream where she was leaving, and I caught her red-handed. Well, Blake wanted to go. Back to that thought. Blake wanted to go, my son. And I said, I can't leave him. He wants to go. He's going too. And it frustrated her. And I thought that was weird, but at the time I could not figure out why. Like, I had no answer. But I knew something wasn't right. So we went out, and our mailbox was like a quarter mile away, like a long way away. And the children were like, are we going hiking? And I said, no, because I knew. I said, let's just go to the mailbox, get the mail, come back. So we were gone like 10 minutes. We come back, and I think she must have thought we left, and she was like, oh, you guys didn't go hiking? I said, no. She said, well, and she went to the bedroom, and I got a message on my phone while I was in the living room with my children. And she said, I took what you said seriously. I called someone, and he's going to be here in 5 minutes to get me. So she was going to leave while I was gone, but she wanted Blake to stay. Why? So, with what I just told you, and that's just scraping the tip of the iceberg with the toothpick. All the other stuff I won't get into. I don't think the word evil, does it any justice. Be careful, my mesh. Don't go out and just run into something just because they have the label or title of Hebrew, Israelite, Torah believing, Yah fearing person. We're all humans here. They're all going to do these things. You're going to have people that are going to do this stuff to you. Just because you're a child of the Most High doesn't mean you don't live in earth or on earth. You're still here. You're still surrounded by wolves, and they're going to treat you. They're going to treat you. I'm not saying not to trust anyone. I hope and pray you do find someone to trust. I don't even know if I have one. And what could be better? To have one or multiple people that you could trust, that were loyal, that knew what love was, what it meant to love. This world has waxed cold. You cannot deny it. If you want to blow your party poppers and wear your little party hats and think it's all great, which it's, don't be sad or afraid. Be brave and victorious. But if you think that you're going to go out here and the world's going to change and be so nice and peachy, you're dead wrong. It's already wickedly unhorrible or unloyal and horrible in everything you could think of. That is only going to get worse. The Karens are going to mutate into like the frickin' Hulk or something. That's the only direction I see it. And guess what? It sucks, but we have to endure. If I lost my cool with everyone that does me so dirty, I'd have to fight every day, and it wouldn't be good for me. I have to I've learned and I'm learning how to just swim through it and try to come out the other end unscathed. I pray for y'all, Mish. Pray for me. Shalom.